Hello, I'm Mr. Riggs, and while I was cleaning up the shop, giving it a good deep clean after a whole bunch of turning, I found this, which is a box blank out of some pear. So this was supposed to be rough turned several months ago, but somehow it fell behind the workbench and kind of got lost under the shavings for a while. So I figured this would make a nice little video, so we'll rough turn this box. It won't take long either, so we'll get to it. So we'll mount it between centers first, and then we'll get it in a chuck for hollowing. Okay. And because it has that bark on there, I'm going to use the bowl gouge and little scooping cuts, and that does a really good job on rough surfaces. Usually, if I use the skew to peel those layers off, that bark will come flying at you right in the face. So I use the bowl gouge for that, which is still some bark left. Now with the skew, just flat on the rest. Little peeling cuts. I can see the camera shaking, I'm sorry about that. Still some more to come off. That's actually going up to full speed, about 1800. Still a little bit more. Right, and I could true up the end grain with the skew, but I usually do a little bit better with the bowl gouge. This side. There we go. Looks good, nice and smooth. Now we'll get it in the chuck. It's because of that little bit I left on the end there. I will clean that off now. now that that surface is flat, just butts right up against the base of those chuck jaws, and it runs nice and true. And I'll clear off that. So you either make this surface flat or a little concave, and it'll run true. I don't know why I turned it off. I gotta part it. But let's see. I think about there will look good for the lid. There we go. And now this will be the base. We can start to hollow that out. I should reposition the camera. I'm going to make just a little divot to start the depth drill, but I need to move the camera. Alright, now let's see how far down I want to go. Right there will be good. I need spindle gouge, that'll get me started. Getting down to the bottom. And also, you can also use the left wing of the bowl gouge. Take out a good amount of material. Now that I widened it with the spindle gouge and widened it some more with the bowl gouge, I can take the square end scraper up a little bit. I'm mighty close. I'm at the bottom. So that's all I'll do for the base. I don't usually put any extra shoulders or tenons to grab it by, because this is all going to get trued up once it dries, and it's going to go back in the chuck. And what I'll do when it comes to finish turn it is just close these jaws or the next set lower and put that over it like that. So let's grab the top. The top one will be a good one to have a shoulder on so it wouldn't be so deep in the chuck, but that's not really a problem. You can also drill these out with a drill like this. The only problem is these are a lot slower than the square end scraper and the spindle gouge with the back hollowing. That little nub was left from where I parted it off. Drill. This needs to come up quite a bit. I need to be right on center. And I have went through the bottom before doing that, because if you use a spindle gouge, you can use it just like a drill bit and go straight on through. It needs to come back down. You could also use kind of a bowl scraper to get in there. The angle isn't steep on it enough to get the bottom. There's a whole bunch of different kind of ways. You can hollow out a box. There we go. See, it doesn't look too bad. There's our roughed out box. There's the grain match. And now this can just set aside for a couple months, and we can come back and turn it later.